Hi, in this video, we are going to look at how we factorize by grouping pairs. Now, in previous videos, we have said that the first step when factorizing is to find a common factor. But what do we do with expressions that have no common factors? In cases like this, we group the terms into pairs, so each pair has its own common factor. Please remember that in order to factorize by grouping pairs, the expression must have at least 4 terms. The aim here is to find a common factor for each pair that will need the remaining brackets to contain the same terms. Let's look at some examples. Factorize the following expression: 7x plus 14y plus bx plus 2by. Here we can see straight away that there are no common factors in each term. So let's create 2 pairs. Let's create 1 pair and 2 pairs. And now we find a common factor in each pair. We have 7 and 14. So in these 2 terms, we can take out 7 as a common factor. And we have 7, open bracket. We're left with x plus 14 divided by 7 gives us 2. So we have 2y. In our second pair, we have a b and a b. So we can take out positive b as a common factor. In the first term, we're left with x. And in the second term, we're left with 2y. Now we have a bracket that contains x plus 2y over here and x plus 2y over here. So we can take this out as a common factor. So we can open our bracket and we say x plus 2y. From this term, we're left with 7. So we can put 7 over here. And the second term, we're left with positive b. And we have now factorized this expression. Let's look at another one. 2xy plus 3yz minus 4x minus 6z. Let's make these 2 terms 1 pair and these 2 terms 1 pair. In the first 2 terms, we have a common factor of y. So we can take y out and we're left with 2x plus 3z. Now our bracket contains a plus sign. And in our second 2 terms, we have a minus. So to get a bracket from these 2 terms here, we have to take out a negative factor. Here we have 4x, and here we have 2x. To get from 4 to 2, we have to divide by 2. So let's take out negative 2 as a common factor. You can say negative 2. Open our bracket. Negative 4x divided by negative 2 gives us 2x. Negative 6z divided by negative 2 gives us positive 3z. Now we have the same terms with the same operation in each bracket, and we can take our brackets out as a common factor. So we can say the bracket of 2x plus 3z. From the first term, we're left with y. So we can say y. And the second term, we're left with negative 2. And we've now factorized this expression. Let's do another one. X, open bracket, a plus b, minus the bracket of b plus a. Now, from previous years, we know that 1 plus 2 is equal to 2 plus 1. The order of the values do not matter. So we have a plus b and we have a plus b. So let's rewrite this equation and we say x, the bracket of a plus b, have a minus sign. Then the second bracket, going to rearrange and we say a plus b. Now we have a bracket a plus b over here and a bracket a plus b over here. And we can take it out as a common factor. So we can see the bracket of a plus b. From the first term, we're left with x. Then we have a minus sign. And remember, when you take out a common factor or take out any factor, you are actually dividing. So the bracket of a plus b divided by the bracket of a plus b leaves us with 1. So we have a minus sign, and then we have 1. Let's do another example. P minus q minus x multiplied by the bracket q minus p. Now, in previous years, just as we learned that 1 plus 2 is equal to 2 plus 1, we learned that 1 minus 2 is not equal to 2 minus 1. This means that p minus q is not the same as q minus p. But in previous videos, we've seen that we can change the sign within the bracket by changing the sign outside of the bracket. So we can have p minus q. We have negative x, so let's make it positive x. Open our bracket. Let's clean this original bracket up a little bit. Now we have positive q, which becomes negative q, and negative p, which becomes positive p. Now we have positive p and negative q, and positive p and negative q. So let's change the order of the terms in this bracket around. And we're going to have p minus q plus x, open the bracket, p minus q. Now we can take out p minus q as a common bracket. And we're going to have the bracket of p minus q. From our first term, we're left with 1. And the second term, we're left with positive x. Let's do another one. 3x squared minus 2xy plus 2y squared minus 3xy. Let's pair up our terms. Say 1 and 2. Now in the first two terms, we have a common factor of x. So we can take it out as a common factor. 3x squared divided by x gives us 3x. Then from our second term, we have negative 2xy. Take out the x, and we're left with negative 2y. In the second pair, we have a common factor of y. So we can take y out, and we're left with 2y squared divided by y, which is 2y. Negative 3xy becomes negative 3x. Now, in our brackets, we have got 3x and 3x and 2y and 2y and a minus sign. But be careful. In the first bracket, we have positive 3x, and the second bracket, negative 3x, negative 2y, and positive 2y, which means the terms in the bracket right now are not the same. So let's change the signs within this bracket by changing the sign outside. And we can say x, open bracket, 3x minus 2y. Let's change positive y to negative y. Open our bracket. We now have negative 2y plus 3x. Close our bracket. Now we have positive 3x here and here, and negative 2y here and here. So let's change the order of the terms in the second bracket. And we have x, open bracket, 3x minus 2y, close our bracket, minus y, open bracket. Let's put 3x first, followed by negative 2y. Now our terms and our operations are the same in both brackets, and we can take the bracket out as a common factor. You can say 3x minus 2y From the first term, we're left with x, and the second term, we're left with negative y. And we have now completed this question. Let's do one final example. ax minus bx plus ay minus by minus a plus b. Now, the point when working with questions like this is to find a common factor in a set of terms. We have x and x, y and y, but no common factor over here. And the reason why we call this grouping of pairs, let's begin here, is because we create two pairs of terms. So let's have a look here. We have A, and A, and we have B, B, and B. So let's rewrite this expression with all of our A terms together. We have AX plus AY minus A. Then we have negative BX, negative BY plus B. This is our first set, and this is our second set of terms. In our first set, we've got a common factor of A, so we can take A out, and we're left with x plus y. Negative A divided by A is negative 1. In our second set, we have negative bx, negative by, and positive b. So the signs are different to this bracket over here, which means we have to take out a negative value. So let's take out a common factor of negative b. Negative bx divided by negative b leaves us with positive x. Negative by divided by negative b leaves us with positive y. And positive b divided by negative b leaves us with negative 1. Now the terms in the brackets are the same. We can take the bracket out as a common factor. So we say x plus y minus 1. From the first term, we're left with a. And the second term, we're left with negative b. And we've now factorized this expression. You will see more examples like these in our upcoming videos.